It's time for Nip Talk.
And he sent me this one. And throw up that first picture. Do you know these people? You know who that is, right?
Oh, that's good old Elon.
Elon. I like
Musk.
Elon. And Grimes, and you know that they were
Does
together.
Does she have another name, or is it just
She does.
Grimes?
I can't remember her name. Like, I actually looked it up when I was doing the read. She has like,
Yes.
it's a very like generic. It's like Mary Louise Smith, or something.
Oh, so of course she's like, I'm going with Grimes.
I'm going
I don't
with
know
Grimes,
why
yeah.
that. Why that? But,
I like
okay.
Grimes,
All right.
I actually like her music. Like, she's kind of synth pop, which I'm into all kinds of music. But I do like her
know,
music.
which is
So
great.
that was Elon Musk and Grimes, and so they were actually in the news just the last day or two. Because, and I think I have the tweets, but Travis, you have the next picture. Because Grimes posted asking her Twitter followers if anyone has ever done the elf ear modifications and was asking about the outcomes.
Yeah.
And then of course Elon, who they're separated, and they do have kids together, but they're
Yeah, which
separated
is-
now, but they're still really good friends. And
Interesting,
Elon
yeah.
spoke up. It's funny because on Twitter it's like people are having these like what you might consider private conversations in public.
Yeah, and it's all public.
Yeah, Elon's
all
like,
public
yeah, the
knowledge.
downside of elf ear surgery probably outweighs the upside. So I have to say, when I saw this, that I had never heard of people doing elf ear modifications. And I was instantly intrigued. I was like,
Right.
Well,
Of
I
course.
just, and you might think this is crazy, but like, I don't think this is the worst idea ever. You probably thought I'd come out here and be like, don't ever do this.
Don't do it ever.
But you
Walk
know
away.
what? Like,
Walk
I
away.
mean, people get tattoos, people get, gauges and piercings.
Yes. Split tongues.
Split
I mean,
tongues,
that's
like,
something that can be totally worse than elf ears.
I'm all for people expressing themselves, and
weird.
the elves are a big deal. Like whether you like, Star Trek or Lord of the Rings, right?
Whatever it is, yeah.
So I started looking into this, right? Like, is this like a real thing? And I will tell you that there was a few articles about it talking about more like in China. Like I think it hit China like maybe 10 years ago. They were using fillers
Yes.
and sometimes surgery to try to reshape the ears.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got on a hunt to see if I could find anyone in the United States that was advertising it. And
That's a good question.
I couldn't find a plastic surgeon. I saw a couple people talking about body modifiers, which scares me a little bit.
That scares me as well.
That there's non-doctors like
Right.
cutting on the ears, because I don't have a ton of experience doing anything like that. But what I do have experience is I've been taking plastic surgery trauma call for 15 years, and I still to this day do that. And so one of the things I'll get called in for as a plastic surgeon if somebody has an ear injury, because your average ER doctor, your average general surgeon doesn't either want to or have the skill base to fix an ear. It's a
Yeah,
very
'cause it's
complex,
complicated because
it's
of
a
the
three-dimensional
cartilage.
structure. It's got
Right.
cartilage, it's got skin. The skin is very thin, like it's hard to work on.
Absolutely,
And so over the years,
yeah.
I've done a lot of like repairs of ears. And so in my mind, when I saw this, I'm like, okay, could I pull off an elf ear? And I'm thinking, yes, I probably can. Like, I would have to draw it out, like, how they wanted the shape.
Sure.
And then basically you would, open it up and remove the cartilage you don't need, but then you'd have to fold it over because you want to get the crust or the little,
Yeah,
the
that
helix
little
part,
point.
the little.
I guess the little
Well, the
point
point
on
for
it.
sure, but like the overhang, right?
Yes,
Like you'd want
yes,
you'd want the ear to have that
totally
overhang.
forgot about that,
And
yeah.
Travis, I think, yeah, there it is. So, all right, I'm gonna say, I think this is Photoshop. This
has to be.
I don't know. Like, I looked at it really closely. I blew it up, and I
Yeah.
kind of think it's a Photoshop because
I feel like it is.
one, it looks really, really awesome, and I'm like, wow, if somebody did that, I would
Right.
super like bow down to their skills.
It's too perfect.
It's almost
though.
too perfect,
it's
right?
It's too symmetrical.
Yeah.
It's too.
I think it's a fake.
the
This was
fold
actually on an article about ear
I
mods.
saw that too. I did.
You
I
saw
did
that picture, right?
I saw that exact picture.
So I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, is there any way I could pull that off? And I think I could do it. The question is, would I
boy.
do it, right? Like if somebody
Right.
came into me and
Yes.
said, I want elf ears, I would really have to scratch my chin and be
Yes.
like, do I want to go down this road? Because like from an artistic standpoint, I love the challenge of it.
Right. Of
Like,
course.
because I'm an artist, right? I mean, I feel like I'm an artist. Like,
You are absolutely an artist.
well, thanks. But
in
like,
what
you know,
do.
I feel like
That's-
I'm part doctor, part artist. So like, I'm looking at this like, can I pull off this thing?
Yeah.
And man, I think I could do it. But I don't know if I would. Like, I'm not saying come to me to get elf ears, but I'm looking at this and like,
I think he needs a volunteer.
man, I don't know. I wish if there was somebody out there doing this, I'd almost.
Travis.
Do you want elf ears, buddy?
Travis.
Like,
I'm sitting here looking at the picture and I'm like, it doesn't look bad, but I don't think I could pull off elf ears. I have pretty big ears, so I don't.
that's like the perfect ear
but
to do
maybe-
it with,
I
man.
think
you
it would
could
be
have like really
amazing.
long elf ears.
It would be
man, if you
amazing.
I don't
wanted.
know about that one, man. I'm gonna have to think about it. At least let me
So,
think about it.
and so like digging into this, like, sort of semi-seriously, like, would this be a big operation? It really wouldn't. Like, I mean,
That
it would,
was kind of my question. Looking at all the things I was seeing, I was like, so You know, I've been in several otoplasty
Right,
procedures.
otoplasty. Like, because otoplasty is similar, you know. So otoplasty, for those who don't know, is reshaping ears that are either too big or if they have like a weird shape to them. And I actually don't even do otoplasties just because there's not like a huge demand for them, and so I kind of like
they're very. I feel like they were very far.
They go to
in
mostly
between.
craniofacial specialists, you
Yes.
know, and I'm a breast and body specialist. But but I go back to the fact that like I do all these like ear repairs, and like it ain't hard to like cut cartilage and to sew it up and make it heal. In fact, when I fix ears that are like mangled, like they pretty much always come out great.
Right.
So I'm thinking, yeah, I could probably do this, but it wouldn't be a very painful surgery. Thinking about the wrist, like the wrist would be like would the cartilage get infection, and this is why I would recommend no one go to a body modification specialist because
oh my goodness,
it can't be as sterile as what I could do in the OR, right?
No, and I read so much on that. Like
about how they do it,
and so when you're researching this online, you know, there's these things like go to your surgeon or your body modification specialist and make sure you have consultations with them and, you know, go and talk with them, make sure they've talked with you in depth about this. And I'm like in
my mind, I see like people trying to do this in a tattoo parlor. I'm like, oh
yes.
my god!
And then you,
like,
you walk in once and they're like, we
Yeah.
got you, babe. Just sit in the chair. I mean, it's gonna hurt a little bit. You'll be fine. It'll heal perfectly. So I don't know that I would go that route either.
Yeah.
And the nurse in me screams at that. It's
I'm
hard.
tempted though to see if I
It's
can
hard.
find. You know, it would be a very niche thing, right? And
Absolutely.
Like, and I'm a total like Lord of the Rings nerd. Like, you know,
That could be a
I don't think I want
like
elf
side.
ears. Yeah, my side gig, right?
Yes.
I'm always looking for
Deep
that
LM
side
side
hustle.
gig.
Yeah.
You know,
maybe
I have a sign
maybe
made
next
for you already
year
in my
I'll
head.
do. You know, I'll be the leader in Dallas in elf ears.
Yes.